I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. We're here. We are here. We're live. Okay. Sorry, I was on the phone. I had a very important phone call and I was trying to get off the phone. And then I literally was like, I'm going live. I'm going to use this little video. That's what you got to do sometimes, my friends. Sometimes you just got to kind of like figure out a way to hack your way through it. And that's kind of what I did. So, okay, I'm checking my audio levels. Everything looks good. I made a little bit of a risky, I did a little bit of a risky thing. I restarted my computer right before I came live. And then I got a damn phone call. And then I was all over the place. And I'm like, I gotta go because people are thinking I'm not gonna go live. Whatever. It's fine. What's up, James? David's here. Creator Classroom. Good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. I made a quick adjustment to my lights earlier today and I'm okay. Good. Things sound good. Thank you. Appreciate it. So I am kind of just changing things around. Here's the deal. If you've been here before recently, you know that I moved totally in a different house. I hate the way my background looks. And my James knows that I hate it and he hates it too. And he's one of my tech friends and he literally hates it. But okay, Jennifer, is it Jennifer? All right, so here we go. All the sound should be good. Good, thank you. I just, for some reason, you know what, this video that I was playing maybe doesn't have sound. Let me do a quick test. I'm gonna do a quick test. Okay, yeah. All right. So the video I was using, this one, is just a 30-second. Again, I like to have options, and this is something you should all think about too. So especially the more you get into advancing your tech and software with your streams and what you're doing with all that stuff, you want to have options because, for example, normally I would do a countdown and play music and whatever. That's what I used to do, but I wasn't going to be able to do that because I was literally on the phone. Like when that little video was playing, I was on a phone call with it was a very important work phone call. And so I just used this one, but I actually thought it was going to have music, which is why I thought maybe something was wrong or something wasn't working. Okay. David says he likes the tree. I stole this tree fair and square from my daughter. Upstairs. If you guys were on the StreamYard show earlier, then yeah, you already heard that story. But I stole the tree. It's fun, right? Christmas trees are great, by the way, in your streams in the background. You do sometimes have to watch the lights on trees because sometimes they will flicker. If they're is that a frequency thing? I don't know what it is, honestly. But yeah, so sometimes certain lights, string lights, they can flicker sometimes. So that's what you know. That's what I know. Bling Auntie's here. Bling Auntie. I think you go by Auntie. Oh, you're off today. Well, fantastic. That's super fun. Look, James, somebody else called me MDH. I like it. I like it. All right, here we go. This is true, Jennifer. I relocated it. I'm borrowing it. And she's okay with it. She's down. In fact, I'm actually shocked she didn't make me return it already. Okay, today, I'm doing a live Q&A. So if you guys have questions, give me some questions. I'm having some fun today. I just, I've been live twice on the StreamYard channel this week, but I have been wanting to go live here. And honestly, I was originally planning to go live today at noon, but then I also really needed to do another live stream for StreamYard that was less about the cyber sale that we talked about on Wednesday and more about the actual, or what I, oops, that's not the right thing. Oh my God, spit it out. This is what happens when I'm all flustered right before a stream. I wanted to go live again so that I could be here and do this version of a live. But I wanted to go live. What I was saying is Wednesday on StreamYard, we did a completely special show about the cyber sale. And we did a little bit of a feature update as well. And that's different than what my normal show is with them. And so I still kind of wanted to do a normal, I like to call it like almost like a support show. It's very much what I do for you guys, right? And so I did that today. So anyway, scheduled this one for later in the day. And I thought, well, I think I kind of want to play around with some stuff. I'm going to show you guys something I've been working on or playing around with Canva, because I've kind of gotten back into Canva again, as I mentioned last time I was here. And I wanted to play around. And sometimes I like to do these, I call them like live hangouts. And I just answer questions, chat with you, kind of just share my screen while I'm working on stuff. And then that's what we do. But I wanted to tell you that, of course, as well, that cyber sale is ending tomorrow night. So if you're a StreamYard user or not a StreamYard user, you might want to take advantage of this deal. You basically can go to this $10 essential plan. I am not going to dive into that on this show because that's not what it's about. However, you can go to the Mel Diane, not Melanie Diane. It's now meldiane.com/StreamYard. And any of those links on that page will take you to my partner link. And that is where you can, it's also in the description of this post. You can sign up and you can enroll in the essentials plan and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, you also can get a 14-day free trial so you can play around with it and all that stuff. So point being, if you're thinking about the essentials plan, you got to snag it before tomorrow night. And that's that. So let me get that off there. Let me get my screen like fixed. I was going to do this today too, and I forgot to do it. Yo, I'm using StreamYard today. Favorite platform ever for streaming. Blah, 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 blah. Also forgot to play my intro video. So I don't know. It's like Jennifer said. She's like, you just got to take a deep breath, right? Take a deep, slow breath in. Slower breath out. She's right. I'm also going to go make a drink here in a little bit, honestly. So, okay. All right. I'm going to get it together. I am going to change these lights because I messed with them earlier and I don't love it. I don't love the setup. So what I did, is just, here's a little thing also, a little tip for you for lighting. The closer the light, the better. Sometimes if you get it close, you can turn the light down, which is going to soften the light. When you have to turn lights up, so for example, if you're using a ring light or if you're using the Elgato Key Light Airs like I am, and you have to have them up too high, sometimes they'll do a specular thing, which can create hot spots, which is like that little bright spot on your forehead. Or if you have, just fairly oily skin, or if you use a product, I actually use a product that kind of creates a sheen on my skin sometimes, and it will reflect. It'll make you look like you're sweating when you're not. So anyway, I have been wanting to change my lights, and I was watching a video and they were talking about this concept of get the lights closer to you and then you can turn them down, which actually it's true. And it softened the light up, but I don't really like where they are because they're like in my face now. And so I got to change that. Is this going to work today? Is this going to work? Earlier, I didn't think that this camera angle was working because of a cable, but it turns out that this camera is plugged going into the computer, into my CanLink 4K capture card. And it was like kind of coming out of the computer. So I tightened it up and voila, we got second camera back. This camera right here is going through my Rode Streamer X, which is just I'm basically only using it as a capture card, which makes it a very expensive capture card. But anyway, what I thought I would do today is I thought that we would tinker about a little bit and adjust some lights. I wanted to show you some other things. I just think this is kind of fun. This isn't, again, I would love for you to ask me questions, whatever you want. Honestly, talked about anything. But this is really kind of a hangout stream. So the other thing that I wanted to do is I have been having a few challenges with streaming music. So I thought we would give it a try again today. And if you guys could tell me if you think it's working correctly or not. So here's what you need to look out for. The music will, when I use my Wavelength application, it's like the music isn't, yeah, I know Cam 2 looks better. Cam 2, this one looks better. That one. Yeah, I thought about this earlier. The settings are different. We're going to check that. So again, that's what this is. It's like a tinkering, hang out with me while I just do all this stuff. I am so going to make a cocktail in a minute. So I will be doing that soon. I just told myself 4 is a little early, but it is Friday. But typical Tyreek, it's good to see you. Okay, so what I was getting at, God, I am terrible today. Focus. Epidemic Sound. I'm going to use Epidemic Sound. And what's been happening lately is when I'm using Wavelength, which is the virtual audio mixer software that I use, and I stream the music, it's almost like it kind of comes and goes. It's very weird. I messaged my friend John, his channel is called Coffee Talk and Tech. I love his channel, and he thought it was just an internet issue. He said it kind of seems like maybe just an internet issue because he uses the Wavelink application as well and loves it. And he's like, I have seriously never had a single problem with it. I'm like, well, I have. I've definitely had some issues. I've had some issues, but they were not necessarily issues by the Wavelink application. I think that they were RAM issues. So our friend James Hicks will tell you that he told me a long time ago, you need to add some RAM sticks. And I didn't. And then I Googled it. Oh, I don't know, what was that, 3 months ago. And it is so easy to do. So I went to Best Buy and I bought 2 16 gig RAM sticks, and I basically doubled the RAM in my computer, and it was so easy to do. So I haven't had the weird, remember when my voice would change like a robot, or it'd sound like I was like a robot underwater? That was a computer resource issue. And so the RAM seems to have fixed that. But the new issue I'm having is this damn the music isn't working. So anyway, let's just kind of jump in there. So I'll play a little music, because when I do these types of streams, I do like to play a little music in the background because it's a very informal style of stream. So if you're ever thinking about, a lot of you creators should be doing streams like this, where you're just like doing your shit, your art, I'm also cussing more today for some reason, but you're like doing your art, you're doing your thing, you're painting, whatever that might be. Or if you're a coder and you're coding and you're showing people you're coding, any of that stuff. Jennifer with the Creator Classroom, if you're just like doing stuff in Canva, just be live and just be showing off in Canva, playing around with stuff. It's cool to have some music in the background. It just kind of, it gives that more hangout, very informal, very casual, very laid back style stream, which is what you want to do, right? So, okay, cool. Jennifer said that's what I did when I was playing around with it. So super fun. Okay, Stuart is here hanging out. He says down to 5% on my, what is that? Oh, your phone. Okay, well, dang it. Go plug that in, Stuart. Go plug it in. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play some music. So what do we want to hear? Because I'm really not a holiday music streamer, but you know what's crazy? Epidemic Sound. I'm just reading you guys' comments. Epidemic Sound is Jennifer Hudson is on there, you guys. Like, what? Like, Jennifer Hudson is amazing. So I tend to think of Epidemic Sound as like your sort of, your, how you got like A celebrities, B celebrities. You got like A musicians and B musicians, and then your has-beens that are kind of like whatever. I would say Epidemic Sound are either, they're just people that don't want that major mainstream thing, and they just kind of want to create music, and it's a lot of these people are just doing it in their house, like their own home studio. Anyway, it's amazing music. Epidemic Sound is full of incredible stuff. It's got sound effects, all that stuff. But literally, I opened it up today and I was like, Jennifer Hudson, Jordan Sparks is on here. Like, I love Jordan Sparks. So, and she's trending too, as you can see, but she's got some holiday music on here, like literally. And then I started thinking, wait a minute, these are holiday songs. Like, I'm not going to get like, YouTube's not going to think it's the wrong thing, right? Let me do this really quick. All right. So I'm going to put this over here so I can see it. So yeah. So like, it's crazy though. I was like, what? Okay, you should be able to hear that. Like, it's actual holiday music. Anyway, what I was getting at is that I am not typically a holiday music streamer person. So I don't want to play holiday music, but I will pick something else out. It's so good. I'm going to pick something else out, because the other tip I have for you when you do this type of thing is you should not play lyrical music, because you're talking, your viewers are thinking, they're trying to listen to you, and then they hear vocals in the background. It sometimes adds a little too much audio chaos, right? So anyway, I'm going to go to my stuff. It breaks up. Okay. Is it doing that? Yeah. Okay. It does seem to come and go. Why is it doing that? So this is a problem for me. It's an issue. So any of you technical people that are hanging out today, maybe you can help me identify what the problem is, because I am not I don't feel like it's an internet thing. And I'm not sure why I don't trust that. I just feel like, I mean, here's the thing. I will tell you, the internet where I'm at is not the strong. Why does it say log in? I was already logged in. The internet where I'm at is not like, no, it's not playing through my speakers. Yeah, so it's not like my microphone's. It's not like a ducking situation. I just had a thought. I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some troubleshooting. There's two things that could be happening. Well, there's not two things. I started thinking about it. Okay, I'm gonna get at this, but I'm gonna log in really quick over here because it logged me out. But so it's not because the music's coming through the speakers, the reason why James thought that is because here's what it does sound like to me when I go back and listen to these replays. It sounds like the music is ducking. That's why I don't feel like I feel like there's something going on. And I wonder if it has anything to do with a setting maybe in StreamYard, because StreamYard does have some audio settings. So I'm going to go check those in a moment, but we're going to get some music going here. So we'll go to saved profiles. I think I've got some of these names I have are funny. EDM streaming. These should be mostly instrumental, but we'll see. Troubleshooting, mute your mics. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to try a couple things. Okay. So with that being said, I was going to turn the music on and then I was going to start messing with the lights. And it makes me now decide, what do I want to do first? Do you see this? This is why I don't like the way the lights are right now, because it's the way they're positioned and what's happening is it's showing the contours of my face, and it's accentuating an area that we don't want accentuated. So yeah. Okay, so Creator Classroom says, do you have the background AI music thing checked in StreamYard? The background. So I'm going to go into my settings. So, I mean, truly, here's what I have on. Here's my settings right now. I have reduce mic background noise on. And I do have stereo audio on. I do not have automatically adjust mic volume. So that was the one I was going to check, because when that is checked, I could totally see it affecting what I'm doing over here. I don't usually use that. But let's just try it again. I'm going to turn off reduce mic background noise. So I've got that off now. So funny. Yeah, okay. That's what we're going to try. So let's try it again. I need to get my headphones. Because I can't hear anything. So I don't know if that's too loud, not loud enough. It's not very loud. Let me turn it up. So I'm going to turn this up. And I'm going to let you guys tell me what's going on, because I can't hear it. Let me get my stuff. I'm waiting on this comment. Man, where'd they go? All right, I got more. All right. It's good. Too loud, of course. Okay. Smoother. It's too loud? Okay. Let me turn it down. It's definitely too loud for me to talk with it. So I'm going to turn it down to like 24% or so. Okay, let me find a couple things I need. So it's smoother. Maybe that's what it was. Was it the background reduction? Huh. So by the way, the background reduction feature in StreamYard, I can't hear you. You guys can't hear me now? Yeah, you can. You should be able to hear me. Maybe it's because it's not loud enough. Let me turn me up. Was it, you couldn't hear me maybe when I was away? You can't hear me over the music. Arthur can. Okay. David does. Okay, good. Cool. This is why I love you guys. Okay. Aw, the Dizpod. Lawrence Wilson. You're welcome. You can see that even I'm not perfect though, right? You just got to keep doing it. Again, you got to just keep tinkering. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, I was going to tell you guys a story, and I will tell you a story in just a moment, but I really okay, everybody's good. So I think everybody can hear me. Jennifer, I don't know. Maybe there's something going on your end. I'm not sure, but okay. So we've got music. I'm going to locate my headphones very quickly. I am pretty sure I know where they are. So I'm going to grab my headphones because I would like to. It worries me when you hear stuff that I can't hear. I can't handle that. So definitely one of those things. So yeah, that was Jennifer. I appreciate you chiming in because that was what I was going to go in and basically toggle the settings in StreamYard, but it seems like that fixed it. So that's kind of a thing that's interesting. So StreamYard has a remove background noise feature that you can turn on in your audio settings. I will tell you, I tested this, meaning I listen. It works really well. I don't really need it here. There's not a lot going on. I will say though, I did use it one time intentionally when I had people working on my house and they were out there making noise and you guys all said you couldn't hear them. But here's the thing though. I use that Wavelink application and it also has a background noise reduction thing turned on right now too. So I really don't need it. You might need it, but it sounds like it's something to be cautious about if you're also going to be streaming any kind of other audio into your stream. I will tell you that anything that is in StreamYard Studio, so songs that you maybe upload into your audio files or the audio files that already come in with StreamYard, and then of course any videos, it did not affect those at all. So there was no problem with those. That's just kind of how it is. So that's one of those things. But it sounds like that feature you need to use it with caution, and so that you don't run into an issue like I was. But man, I was, John is I think his name is John Ryan. He is so freaking smart. But when he said internet, I thought, man, another internet problem because my internet here is not amazing, and we're working on it. And I'm also not hardwired in because the router's too far away from where I am. So anyway, that's what I was like. It can't be the internet. It just can't be. It felt too consistent. Usually if you have an internet caused issue, it's not going to be consistent. And that's why I felt like the fact that it's literally every single time and it does the exact same thing makes me feel like it's something else. It also made me feel like it was something like a setting, because even system issues, like even when I was having the resource problem before I upgraded my RAM, that was inconsistent as well. So I felt like it was something that was like an on-off switch type of thing because it was so consistent. And so that's, again, I'm sharing this out loud. It sounds really weird, but I'm sharing this out loud because that is part of the art of troubleshooting, is to identify the characteristics, right? And so like I said, internet issues tend to be inconsistent. They kind of come and go. So like if it was an internet issue, I would have thought that certain moments this music might have sounded just fine, and then maybe it would have happened and then it would have come back. But to me, I didn't feel like it was an internet issue because of that consistency of not only the occurrence, but also the consistency of literally it was steady throughout the whole thing. And again, internet's sort of like think of it like this. It's kind of a thing. RAM and computer usage, very similar, because if your computer gets hot, it's going to have to work hard and it's going to use resources, the fan. And then when it cools down, the fan's going to go off and all of a sudden it has a few more resources. That's why when you look at like a CPU usage, that thing that you look at, it literally is like waves and it's all changing. It's not like a frozen, this application's using 23%, blah, blah, blah. It's like 23, 24, 18, 23, 22. Like everything's doing this all the time. That's the other reason I did not think it was an issue like a resource issue. So again, what I'm saying is if you can characterize things, sometimes it helps you know where to look or know what to try first. But man, troubleshooting is there's a reason why it's an ing word, because it's a process most of the time. So anyways, okay, I'm very excited that we just figured that one out. So yeah, Jennifer's right. When you can reproduce an issue, it's awesome because then it can be figured out. Totally true. And then now you know. So, but now you all know, maybe be careful about that setting. I also have to send a little feedback to Dan on that one, let him know that was happening to me. So also the support team at StreamYard likes to know those things, because if somebody's like, I keep having this problem, well, now they know what it might be. So there you go. Okay, so lights, right? We're going to work on lights. First, I want to go make a cocktail, but you know what I was thinking I was going to do is I thought about taking you with me to make the cocktail. Should I try it? Do you guys think I should try that? Here's what I would do. Here's the way that I would take you with me. I would grab my phone. I would go live. I would go into the StreamYard studio on my phone. I would grab a tripod, and then I would take this into my kitchen with me, and I would still be live with you, because when you enter the studio from either another computer, everybody wants to go with, you enter the studio from another computer or even from your phone, you're basically just in the studio twice. You can technically add yourself to the stream both ways. This was the original hack about adding a second camera before StreamYard added the second camera feature. And but it's an audio thing you have to be very careful about, because you will enter your audio twice. That will create an echo, and it will be very unpleasant for your audience. So with that being said, I will take you with me. And we will do this. I mean, why not? That's the whole point. It's kind of a fun Friday. That's what we're doing. So I got to log in because I haven't logged in on my phone for a while. I changed my email to a different email, because those of you that weren't here the last time I went live, I told the ridiculous story about how I lost my domain. And so now my website is meldiane.com instead of melaniediane.com. And also my email is not working. It doesn't work because whatever. And I need to get that all set up. But anyway, I changed I've been trying to go into all my different accounts, my various accounts all over the freaking place, and changing the login email to a different email. And that's where this is. So all right. Okay, so I'm in. Oh boy, I haven't logged in on my phone for a long time, and so it's like telling me about all the updates. All right, so I'm in the phone app. Ooh. I'm in the phone app, so I'm going to go in here. I'm going to essentially... Oh, this isn't the same thing. This is a different account. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on a second. It's a different email. Hopefully they really changed it. I had to literally ask Joanne to go in and manually change my email for me. Okay. I think it's a different email. Sorry, guys. So anyway, I'm telling you, I'm talking out loud as I'm doing all this so that you all know how easy this is. It really is pretty easy to do. So if you're one of those people, and again, I'm going to take you on the field trip. We're going to go make a cocktail together. So it's one of those things where 327033. 327033. All right, I'm in. There it is. So I'm live, and it shows me, you see right there, there's the studio where I'm live right now. So so here's the thing. So sending an invitation to yourself, here's why this won't work. Okay, so it's another way I could go into the stream. It certainly could work. It's not the way I recommend you do it, honestly. I totally want you to just log in, because then you can still you can still control the stream. So I'm going to go away from my computer. And if I just joined as a guest, I wouldn't have any controls. So I'm going to literally enter the studio. Maybe. There we go. And I'm also going to clean my screen. I'm going to clean my lens so that we have a good camera. Allow camera mic access. Yes. And then there I am, as you can see. Okay, let's see. Mobile Mel. That's what I'm going to make my name. That's what happens. Okay. Okay, that's what happens. I didn't mean to enter the stream. I'm not sure why. I think what happened is because I'm actually the same person, it automatically added me to the stream. And that's what happens if you don't do the right thing. So that's what happens if you don't do this right. Again, audio is the trick to this one. So here's what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to remove myself, this camera version of me. I'm going to remove myself and then add myself in the mobile version. So I'm going to do that right now. I was muted. Okay. I gotta fix something. See, I wasn't ready for this. Okay, we're good now. We were gonna get echo from the other thing too. So okay. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I am going to get my tripod. I'm gonna turn the lights on. I guess you guys are gonna get a miniature tour of the house too. Where is my tripod? I've got more than one tripod around here. Ha! This is my drawers of tech and stuff. I finally got organized one time in the old house. And then, where is the stinking, there it is. All right, that's not the best one, but we're gonna use it. All right, I got this cheap drawer thing and it was in my closet in my old house. And then yeah, okay, good. I'm just checking the I was checking the comments. Okay, let me get this set up really quick. I gotta put you on this little sign. Okay, so it's gonna be echoey because these rooms are big and it's a lot of hard surfaces. So it's very echoey. So, okay, so speaking of that though, I just ordered, by the way, the Rode Wireless Go Pros. Pretty excited about that. Hide current comment. Pretty excited about that because I will actually be able to use a wireless mic and I'm planning to do some I gotta look at the camera. I'm planning to do some really different stuff. Some just fun. I literally am gonna be stretching myself creatively and technically. And so one of the things I wanted to do is get a good wireless mic. I bought a wireless mic set. When was it? Like, I don't know. I think it might have even been last year. And sorry, I'm on the volume button and I want to make sure it doesn't do something crazy. This is not the best one that I have, but it's gonna work. It's going to work. So here's the deal. Here's what I was saying. By having a wireless mic set, it'll allow me to have a lav mic on me, and I can do things like this. And I can be like out and about and talking to you. The audio will be way better. So definitely a thing. You love that light, that kitchen light. That's so funny, Jennifer, because I hate that light. I hate the color, really, is what it is. There's another big gold light that we have up above in our foyer, and I hate it too. So we're gonna take it down and paint it. Okay, so I'm gonna make a drink. Where should I put me? Man, okay, so I'm gonna make a drink. All right, let me do this. Let me move this gun that's on my counter right now. And we're gonna make a cocktail. So we'll make it over here, right? That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do this. Make a cocktail. Should I light my candle? So again, the audio is probably terrible and I apologize, but y'all wanted to come with me, so we're gonna make a cocktail. The other thing I wanna do, when I said I'm gonna be stretching myself and changing things, is I'm going to be, this is probably gonna fall out. I'm gonna be, I wanna make cooking shows. Like I wanna do some, did you guys see that? Oh my God. This is funny. Are we having fun yet? This is when it gets ridiculous. I'm using my backup tripod and it's kind of a piece of shit, to be honest with you. So, all right, I should probably make the drink and get back to the actual studio. No, so here's what I was getting at. I want to do some fun shows where I'm literally like, I want to do some cooking videos. I love to cook. And I have fun cooking, and it's just one of the things I enjoy. I mean, I've got like fresh herbs in my kitchen, like rosemary and thyme. And then I infuse olive oil, and I've got like, I love to cook. I'm doing an experiment this year. I'm going to try to make my herbs last. So those came from outside, and I'm going to try to sprout them myself. So, okay, here we go. First things first, Tito's, right? Gotta have the Tito's. Gotta have a glass. Get some ice in the glass. Actually, I'm gonna make it the fancy way today. I'm gonna make it the better way today. So, fresh basil. This is a key ingredient in my drink. This is sweet basil. I keep trying to look at the camera over here. I'm sorry. This is sweet basil. So we're gonna put it in the glass, okay? Because now there's two things you can do. If you don't wanna do what I'm about to do, you can actually just smack it. And when you smack it, it breaks it just a little and it bruises it. And then even more flavor and potency comes out. But what I also like to do is put the basil in, pour the vodka in. Don't judge. No judging. This is a judge-free stream. I'm a heavy pour. I'm sorry, I'm a heavy pour. So we've got the vodka in the basil, okay? You got a muddler, just a little easy muddler. We're literally going to just lightly press the basil. Again, further bruising it a little, getting the, so it's now got a little bit of bruising to it and some rivets. You don't want to like muddle it like you would like mint in a mint julep, because then you're going to literally get pieces of basil in your mouth, and you don't want that. It's not really the purpose of this drink. I'm going to get ice. Lots of ice. Lots of ice. All right. We're going to get in the fridge. Oh, I'm getting low on stock. Actually, I think I got some outside. Grapefruit is the next ingredient in this drink. Now, I really don't like the grapefruit juice that you buy, you know, the regular grapefruit. You just kind of, it's too sugary, it's too sweet. This is literally made by Del Monte. The grapefruit is delicious. For one, it's really good if you like grapefruit. It's basically a ruby red grapefruit. I like this because it's easy and it's just simple. But one thing that Doug really likes to do, and I think it just makes him feel fancier, but we actually buy grapefruit and then we'll slice it, and then he'll do that same thing. He'll take this right here and he'll put a little half slice of grapefruit. I know, me not looking at the camera is ridiculous. He'll put a half slice of grapefruit in there, and then he'll do the same thing. He pushes it down and muddles it. It tastes delicious, tastes almost exactly the same. It's just, for me, like a little more work than I sometimes like. This, in my opinion, has just a little bit of a sweeter flavor, even though there's no sugar added. We buy the no sugar added version, but anyway, that's what we got. So I'm gonna pour that in. So it's not too much, not too much. Sometimes I'll throw a little in there just because it makes it look pretty. judge. Lost an ice cube. A little judge. And now I have my drink. I am not looking at the camera. So I will tell you this, if you use a mobile phone, when you stream, you are going to run it. You are definitely going to see that even just a very subtle eye movement, like when you just look 2 inches from the camera, it looks like you're looking way away from the camera. So your margin of error, if you will, when it comes to looking in the camera lens and not looking in the camera lens is it's tighter. So when you look at the comments, it's kind of one of those things where it kind of goes all the way. So da, 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 da. Marianne is here. That's funny. Lawrence says, he says, I showed up for tips for live streaming and got vodka. That's a win in my book. Good. I'm glad that you don't care. We're going to get back to the other stuff. I just was like, I'm going to make a drink. Do you guys want to come? So there you go. Plus, as I was saying, these are the types of streams or types of things I want to do more of in my streams. I just want to change it up. I want to like do more than just sit at my desk. I want to take you around. I want to walk around and say, I'm going to go do this. Come with me. So I want to make that process easier. So it's funny because I know exactly how to do it. Was I ready for it today? No, because I didn't plan on it. But this is why I bought those. This is why I bought the Rode Wireless Pros. Whew. I bought the Rode Wireless Pros, which are like $400. But I watched a ton of videos and I was like, man, the Rode Wireless Go-Tos are probably good enough. But then I was like listening to the difference from all these people. Oh my gosh. Huge difference, and they're only $100 more, and they're a newer product. They're the better, more superior product. So I went ahead and bit the bullet. So I'm super excited to get those because what I would be able to do is literally use those on this phone, and the audio would be so much better than what you're hearing right now, which is really echoey audio in my house. So okay, we got our drink. I think we should probably go back, right? Okay, Mel's field trip, and guess what? You can absolutely make it a learning opportunity. That's the way I like to roll, man. Okay, so Lawrence says, Mel, you mentioned this afternoon about Mo's avatar. Do you remember the website? Midjourney. It was Midjourney, and he said he kind of recommended ChatGPT, the paid version of ChatGPT, over the paid version of Midjourney. So you might want to look at that. That's what he said. Yeah, Marianne, it shows how you can move things around. So there's so many ways, you guys, that you can get really creative. And I like to stretch myself because then I learn how to do it and then I can give you ideas. So I know a lot of people who follow this channel are crafters, creators, artists. Who was it? That one guy, he was a pickleball guy and he was thinking about buying the OBS bot camera after I used it. And he's like, do you think it'd be good for pickleball? And I ran out of my garage and I grabbed my pickleball paddle. And I showed him how it follows me, and I had my pickleball paddle in my hand. But just fun stuff. That's my personality. Like I'm a huge goofball, and I feel a little restricted at my desk all the time. And so I just really want to be able to take things to the next level, and in my own little weird way. So one of the things that happens is it's easy to get hung up in what we do and watching all the experts tell us what we're supposed to do. Like, oh, your YouTube videos are supposed to have a certain kind of intro and then a hook and then a la. But I can't. My brain just can't go there into this, like, here's how you do this. And then like to sit down and have this outline that's like, how exactly am I going to work the system? And it's not my style. I'm way too organic. And so what's worked for me is to just do what I want to do and have fun with it and be fun. And honestly, that's what this is about too. That's what I'm trying to do. It's what I'm ready to do. And I'm excited about it. So, yeah. Thank you, Jennifer. Actually, it's okay out and I'll probably come get more. Bowling with the Fef says, I'd love to do this kind of thing during a tournament when I'm live streaming, but bowling center Wi-Fi is typically pretty junky. Yeah, that's a problem. That's definitely an issue. There are ways around it, for sure. Okay, we're going to head back to, I love that you guys know each other. This is fun. See, this is what's so cool. Okay, so Marianne says, using your iPhone as another camera can show your printer, your other craft table, your kitchen, which means you can do live show and tells. Yes, that's exactly where I'm going with this. So I did a live stream a long time ago when I did a 30 days of live streaming. Like I literally went live every single day for 30 days. And somebody, I did it again. I decided to do it again a few months later, and somebody was like, you should go live while you're fishing, because I love to fish. I'll show you guys a little bit of the house. So it's been quite the journey. All these floors are new. All the wall color is new. We're replacing an old column, so that's getting done in a couple weeks. This stairwell is getting changed. It's draining my bank account. I live on a golf course. That's where we've wanted to live for a long time. And we held out a really long time to get our house in this neighborhood. And so see how the sound just got so much better? We held out for a really long time, and I love my house. By the way, you guys want to see something really funny? You're probably gonna be like, why did you go all the way to the kitchen? Well, because the vodka's in the kitchen. Oh, dang it. Actually, that doesn't need to go off. The vodka's in the kitchen, but you guys, there's literally a bar right in my office. It's office, bar, bedroom, office, bar, bedroom. What? Who built this house? Anyway, so here's what I'm getting at. I want to be able to do that stuff again. Somebody challenged me. They said, you should do a live stream while you are fishing. And I was like, okay. So I did. I went out it was where I fished in the country, and put the vodka in the bar. Yeah, I know but we literally we'd make cocktails like nightly. And so it's just in the kitchen because it's too much work to come back and forth, and we aren't drinking in the bedroom. So anyway, well, sometimes we do, whatever. Let me get switched back up over. Look at that camera. Let me get switched back up over to the computer, and I'll finish what the hell I was saying. So, okay, let's do that. Okay. We should be back in business. Yeah, back in business. Now, I did go ahead and close the StreamYard app because the audio would have been coming through there still. So, all right. Okay, so we're back in business. So what I was saying is what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to go do more fun things. I want to talk to you all in live stream while I'm out playing golf, like in the middle of the day. Cause I want to change it up. And to your guys' point earlier in Bowling with the Fef, he's like, I'd love to do this sort of thing. So if I can do it, play around with it, then I can teach you how to do it. And I want to have fun. It's all about having fun. So I am kind of like getting excited about just saying, screw it. And just, I don't know. Let me tell you about what's been hanging me up a little bit. Oh, that first sip is always so good. It's always so good. Okay. So where I've been struggling, and those of you who have been hanging out for a while know, it's been kind of a weird thing. By the way, Lawrence, if you have questions for me, please, my friend, feel free to post them. I'll answer your questions. This is just, nobody's posting questions, so I'm just going to keep talking. So I've been struggling because there's more to me and my passions than just live streaming and video help and StreamYard. Like, there's a lot more to me. In fact, I'm extremely passionate about all kinds of things. And I'm passionate about personal branding, getting people to be comfortable, getting people to be confident, put themselves out there. I'm passionate about female empowerment. I mean, I grew up a huge tomboy. I was picked on for being very good at sports. And I tell this story sometimes. I used to get so angry, and I would get so jealous of the boys because they got so many opportunities I wanted. Even stupid things like a teacher saying, I need a couple of strong boys to carry these heavy boxes of books. And I'm like, bullshit. I'm like stronger than all the boys in the class. And they all know it because I kick their butt on the playground every day. And it just kind of is a funny thing. I had a really good friend over the other night. We had some friends over, and I grew up with him. Our families grew up together. So like his little brother was my age. His older sister was my sister's age. And he was kind of in the middle. And he grew up, and he always tells these stories about me on the playground and how, all the boys knew I would kick their butts and I was better at them than most of the sports we played in elementary. But anyway, my point is that stuff used to drive me crazy. Like, why can't I carry the books? I want to carry the books for you. I want to carry the boxes. And it was always made me mad. So it just kind of pissed me off. And so I think I've carried that with me throughout my life. I carried it with me professionally, seeing women get paid less than men and all those things. And this is not going to be a feminist stream. But my biggest passion is to just help more women show up and be successful, because I see so many women, they don't even realize they're doing it. They're holding themselves back. They're playing small. They're stifling themselves. They're not even going after things because there's this like systematic sexism, as I'll call it, right? That's happened in our society and in our world. And that's unfortunate. And so for me, I just am passionate about women because I feel like they're still the underdog in a lot of ways. And I'm all about the underdog. I'm all about helping people. I'm all about pumping belief in people. And the reason why I love live streaming and teaching live streaming and talking about live streaming and all that so much is because I really do believe it's a platform where you can do anything. You can be so creative. You can do things that are different. You can you basically share your voice, like, in such a way, and you build a community like you all here. I mean, Jennifer, I should probably send you a gift card to somewhere because you're just like comment. I love it. And yes, I did. I played softball. The sport I was probably the best at was softball growing up. And so yeah, that was a teaser too. But anyway, those are things I'm also passionate about. And so where I've been stuck is when I got on this little accidental sabbatical. Well, it's definitely not a sabbatical. You know the story. I took a job, and it's a great job, and it's an amazing opportunity, both financially and just professionally. And I just kind of wanted that for a while, but it really became consuming, and it took me away from this. And I missed it every day. I was like, "Ooh, you got to get back to that. You got to get back to that." But the return process felt hard because I was also already feeling a little bit of there's more to me. There's more that I need to put out there. And I don't want to box myself in. So, even my podcast is called DIY Marketing with Melanie. And I have not published an episode in a long time, but I did record an episode. Was it yesterday? I recorded an episode yesterday. It was very random. So I am wanting to get back to the podcast, but here's the same dilemma. Is it still DIY Marketing with Melanie? I don't really want to go so far as to say like the Melanie Diane Howe show, which basically opens you up to anything. But at the same time, it doesn't really share what you are or what it's about. I'm very much into, you should have some little level of, titling, meaning like, what is it? You know what I mean? And so I would like to figure out what to call myself or what to call my channel, both even YouTube or even over on the podcast. Is it getting scrappy with Melanie? Well, it's not always about getting scrappy. It's about all kinds of stuff. So again, I very much have been hung up on this, like, what is the new thing? What's the new thing? And so that's what had me stuck for a really long time, which is why I wasn't creating content, because I didn't want to just come back and keep doing the same thing. However, that prolonged the process. And it just got to a point where I was like, you'll figure it out. You got to just get back into it. And that's where I am. And that's where I have been. And so while it may feel a little random, and this is certainly random, I'm just sharing my story because I'm hoping that it helps maybe one of you, but also maybe you guys have some ideas for me. Like Jennifer says, Mel goes while teaching YouTube. So, I definitely think that it's one of those things where I want to be, out there, transparent, but I also want to be focused too, and so I don't want to just always be talking about how I'm not sure what to do or how to go about XYZ, because you want more than that from me. So that's important. Okay. I saw Lawrence had a couple comments. So I want to get into that really quick because I promised him I would. By the way, I'm going to turn the music back on. There. Got to double check it. Okay, so it's light. It should be kind of light. All right. That song is probably a little too much, but it's all right. Yeah. I was trying to create a subscribe button as an overlay for the corner of StreamYard, but can't get the size and position right. Okay, so if it's an overlay, a button, a subscribe button. The only issue with that, Lawrence, is it won't really be a button, right? It won't be a button. I just want a small one, almost like the size of Mel's watermark. Right, not the clickable button. Okay, so if it's not a clickable button and you're just wanting to do a subscribe, by the way, here's what I would recommend you do. Either way, if you're trying to just get the size right and you're using StreamYard, are you using Canva by chance when it comes to that? Because here's what I would recommend you do. Let me open up Canva and I'll show you a trick. This is a little trick if you're ever designing graphics for your streams, like overlays or whatnot. Here's how you can design to make sure you don't design something that covers you up. By the way, remember earlier when I said I was going to, sweet, Canva Pro. So remember earlier when I said I was gonna work on my lights? Yeah, here we go, right? So, okay, so I've got Canva open and let me add it. Okay, so here's what you wanna do. You want to use like a snipping tool of some sort or a screen grab tool. So I'm gonna do a snippet right now. That's why I took the overlay off or the share screen. Okay, hold on, I gotta smile because I don't want it to be a terrible snippet. Oh, I gotta wait. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you're going to literally get a screen grab, which that wasn't a very good one, but it's gonna work. You're gonna save that screen grab. Okay, so I just used the snipping tool and do we like that one? Now let's go with this one. So this is the snipping tool. So I literally took a snippet and I'm gonna save that into just a folder, easy folder. And then I'm going to go into a new design and we're gonna design something that's the size of, a 16:9 ratio. That's what you wanna design. So go into a thumbnail design, a video design, it really doesn't matter. I recommend thumbnail so it's in the graphics version. And then you are going to upload that snippet because now you're going to have basically a version of your stream window. Exactly. So Turker says, put it as a background. Yep, exactly. It's exactly what we're getting ready to do. So, and I saw your question, live streaming duo. Can you be more specific? Is that like is that a product, a piece of software, or can you just elaborate on that question a little bit more for me, Turker? Okay, so we're gonna upload that image. La 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 la. It was in my downloads. And I'm helping a local restaurant with their menu design right now. It's a pain in the butt, but they're my friends and I hate doing menus. It's so much work. All right, so you're gonna add it. I don't know why it looks like that. Oh, because it wasn't maybe. Oh, I don't know what happened. That's weird. That's never happened before. Okay, let's redo the screen grab. Something's wrong with that image. That's funky. Move to trash. All right, hold on. We're gonna do another one. But you get my point. Do I even need to go any further, right? So literally, if you do the screen grab, upload it, I can just paste it in there. No, I didn't know that. Seriously? Oh, you know what? I can, and it doesn't actually save it in the files, does it? Okay, let's do that. See, that's why it's good to have smart people on your stream with you. Jennifer is a Canva professional, like a Canva. Are you a certified Canva creative, or they don't call it that anymore? But I used to be one, but I'm not anymore. They changed the whole program. But Jennifer is like the Canva queen. Drag and drop it, Mel. Okay, look at y'all. Canvassador. There you go. Okay. So I can drag and drop this? Seriously? I have too many things open. All right, add it back. So you're telling me I can just do this? Yeah, that didn't do anything. Oh, I know I'm drawing on it now. Who cares? Okay, I'm gonna copy it, and you're saying I can just paste it in here. Boom, there it is. It's still doing a funky thing. I don't know what's going on with my snipping tool today. That's really strange. Anyway, okay, so let's just get this in here. So we're gonna make that our background. I mean, or, it's not really your background, but I mean, you probably want to lock it at that point so that you can't move it by accident. And now you can just design over it. So you can design your button however you want to do it. And I mean, actually, you could just get an element. Why don't we just grab a subscribe element? Unless you're wanting to like brand it. Just go up here and go to subscribe. Oh, jeez. Like that. And you can, do something like this if you want it to be that size. And it's an overlay, Lawrence. So hopefully, Lawrence, are you still here? Are you still here? Drag and drop the file, not the open window. Okay, I got you. Okay. Yeah, so exactly, Lawrence. That's literally what you want to do. And honestly, everybody, if you're ever designing overlays, this is what you want to do because, for example, you don't want to design like over yourself. So I do see that a lot where people will do that. I've done it before. I mean, I've totally done it. The other thing that's really smart to do is to do a screen grab when you have a really long comment on your screen, like a longer comment. Because the other thing that is easy to do is to design things that the comment will cover up. Like if you have something down here. So if you're wanting to do your intro video and you want to display comments during that, or that thumbnail or that overlay, do the screen grab with content on screen, because then you can design around that, right? And that's the whole point. So yeah, so it's super easy, and that's exactly what you want to do. Cool, very fun. So hopefully that was helpful. Okay, so Turker, let me see if I can find if you did a follow-up. Okay, here we go. Turker says he wants to know if I teach about basically live streaming with other people. It's certainly something I can talk about, and I have talked about. I don't have any specific like content about it necessarily, but I do talk about it. Okay, hold on a second. Yay! Doug was traveling this week and he just landed, so he'll be home in probably an hour and a half. So when it comes to live streaming, what questions do you have? I mean, that's really, I would say, if you could get more specific, live streaming with guests could be its own conversation, its own entire stream, its own entire video. I mean, heck, in my live video boot camp, which I'm going to revive next year. I don't know if I'm going to revive it as an actual boot camp, but I am going to make 2 programs. I am going to have a program that is solely StreamYard focused. It's literally just going to be going from zero to hero with StreamYard. And it's me just teaching StreamYard features and how to use StreamYard, like every single feature that there is. And I'm going to create that course that's just out there, because I get asked a lot if I do StreamYard training. I get asked if I can do like a one-on-one training or whatever, and I really just don't have the capacity to do one-on-one coaching. No one would want to pay the price, let me just put it that way, for you to sit with me for an hour just to learn StreamYard. So, but I've been asked enough that I think I really do want to make an actual StreamYard course. It's just StreamYard, just a kind of a low ticket offer. Just so that, hey, you're a new StreamYard user, great. If you're wanting to get up to speed really fast, here's a course for you. But I also want to bring and revive my program. And the program I used to have was called a live video boot camp. And it basically was, the strategy. It was, hey, here's what you need to figure out, where you're going to go live and what your target audience is, and what your content's going to be about. Here's how you come up with ideas. Now you need to go come up with ideas. And then it went into also tech stuff. It went into how to do certain things, the types of streams you should do. It talked about how to make decisions. Should you multi-stream? Should you not? Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it was all pre-recorded content, and there was absolutely an entire session on having guests and interviewing the guests and what you should do and how to prepare the guests and all that stuff. So it can be its own freaking thing. There's so much to it. I went down a little rabbit hole with that, didn't I? I'm trying to talk a little bit more about that stuff because it's something that I recommend anyone do that is going to sell something or want to promote something. Is you've got to warm yourself back up to talking about your products. And so even though I've not revived the program yet, because I am going to basically revive it. I'm going to redo it. But it was a course accompanied by I called it a boot camp, because it was basically 8 weeks, and you went through the modules week by week, but we also did live coaching. I did live coaching and live Q&A each week as well. So 2 sessions per week, plus you had the course. And the whole goal was, it was a boot camp because you were supposed to basically taking action. And by the end of the 8 weeks, you were ready to go be a live streaming badass. And so that was the whole point. That's why it was a boot camp, because it was both a group coaching, a support program, and a course all together. I don't know that I'm going to do it the same way. I do believe things like technical programs or programs that require someone to stretch themselves personally kind of have to have some sort of element of, whether it be a weekly Q&A or support, really important to have. So, okay, cool. Humbled Am I is here, or Humbled I Am is here. You've got some comments and I think some questions. Bowling with the Fef, I think I saw you have a question. So I am absolutely going to check it out. Let's check out these questions. So, here we go. Humbled I Am says, I worked with a client on a live stream before, and while the videography was clean and pristine, the output on YouTube and Facebook came out pixelated, unfortunately. Is this just lost work? Very weird. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, so you said you worked with a client on a live stream and the videography was clean and pristine. The output. Okay, I think what you're saying is the actual, the actual streaming out. That is an internet issue. If it was pixelated and the actual output, meaning what streamed out and is now out there on YouTube, is unfortunately not good quality, that is an internet issue. Now, if you had local recordings turned on, and you're saying that the recording came out really nice, then I would convert that into an edited video and I would upload it as a VOD, a pre-recorded video. Because, really, I mean, that's what's beautiful about local recordings is it's going to record a high quality version. It should, a high quality version, even if you have an internet issue when it comes to posting. So if that's what you're saying, I wouldn't say that it's lost work, especially if you have a recording that's really good quality. So that's what I would do. I would take it, I would repurpose it, I would edit out the fluff. I would make it have a better, more seamless flow, because live streams tend to have a lot of fluff or chat or random things like this one. But you can absolutely take a lot of that out and have you could do a little intro where they say, hey, this was a live show that we did, and we wanted to, it was a live conversation, maybe you call it that, and say, so we wanted to share it with you, so I hope you enjoy. Blah. You could just do a little intro with it and do it that way. Bowling with the Fef. Do you have a list somewhere of all the gear you use regularly during your live streams? I don't, but I need to make one. In fact, it's absolutely something I need to do. I will super quickly verbally give it to you right now. So, cameras, Sony ZV-E 10s. I have 2 of them. I have this one, which is sort of like my camera that I bought a long time ago, never used, so that I could do remote streams when I travel. Never done it. But I have it set up now for like recordings, but I still might take that on the road with me. The camera over here, which is hooked into the Cam Link, that is the Sony a6100. That's what that camera is. So both of those are going into capture devices. This one's going into the Rode Streamer X, which is actually a video and audio interface. I'm currently using it as the video interface because I realized that my old piece of hardware, the A10 Mini, which I was using to have both cameras hooked into, was throttling the video quality significantly. And so that thing's done. I'm done with that thing. So now I'm using the Stream Deck Plus to, I've got that one set to do the switchers. And then I also have a Stream Deck XL, which I use. And then I'm using the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, which I love. It's a USB mic. It sounds amazing. I am using the Wavelink application to stream the music that you hear in the background. And then I'm also using... That's really Oh, my lights are the Elgato Key Light Airs, which we were going to adjust the lighting and we didn't get to that. I also was going to get my headphones and I didn't get those either. So ADHD for the win, guys. Okay. Turker says, I believe doing it with guests or sharing the stage with somebody else brings more dynamism. I totally agree. I think guesting and having guests on your show is an absolutely incredible strategy. It is going to not only add personality to the stream, it is also going to help you organically. You're going to see that your organic reach is going to be pretty great, because whenever you have guests on the streams, that tends to happen. So I totally love having people in streams with you. You should do it. Everyone should consider it for sure. You want to be careful about who your guests are and make sure they're aligned, right, with you or your brand or your audience, especially. Like, are they going to come on and share stuff that your audience cares about? That's really what's important. Okay, so Humbled I Am said, you answered my question, which I think I'll have to work out. But my question was, if it is possible to contact the company to have an in-depth coaching, or is there a way to repair pixelated video? Yeah, the pixelated video we talked about. Now, I would... So, Humbled I Am, are you in the Facebook community? Because if you are, I would post your question and even the link maybe to the video in that group. There are so many helpful people in there. And there's a lot of people that might be willing to get on like a Zoom call with you to work through the problem. So I would definitely try that for sure. I did. You're right. This stream was not as, it was still good, right? It was still good. Remember, this was a hangout stream. It says hangout. That's the point. It's not really supposed to have a specific thing. We're just hanging out on a Friday, chatting, and we are tinkering. And I want to tinker with these lights because it's kind of driving me crazy. Yeah, so bowling with the FEF. Here's the deal. I would wait. If you're thinking about an A10 Mini, this is why. So I bought the Rode Streamer X a while back. Again, the reason I bought it, I didn't need it, but I bought it because it's really small. I mean, this thing is really small. I mean, look how little this thing is. So I can use it as an audio interface, and I can also use it as a 4K capture card. And then I can even program some, like hotkeys, if you will, into these pads. It's basically a miniature, it's like a miniature interface in your hand. It's like a miniature Stream Deck and whatever. So I bought this because it's really small, and I thought I'll use that when I go on the road, when I go work in Chattanooga, Tennessee, or wherever I'm always going, Charlotte, North Carolina, and I will take it with me, and I might do some streams from my hotel room. And so that's why I bought it. But I haven't used it that way. And I also got it because I wanted to get back to using an XLR microphone, and that has a built-in preamp in it, meaning it's going to boost the gain. And the XLR microphone that's back there on the shelf that I have is a quiet mic and needs that extra gain boost. And so I bought it for that. Those are the reasons I bought it. It's not cheap, but I love it. Because I had that. Because I was like, there's got to be a better solution out there. And I tell you, every time I buy something, then next thing I know, Elgato comes out with their version of it or whatever. And I'm like, God, if I would have just waited, if I would have known. I bought a teleprompter, and then Elgato comes out with a teleprompter. Always happens to me. I find it shocking, personally, that Elgato has not come out with a product that is a camera switcher. So they have the Elgato Cam Link, which I already had. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to just use the Cam Link and the Streamer X, and then I'm going to use OBS Virtual Camera to use my Stream Deck keys to toggle back and forth, which is really the only thing I liked about the A10 Mini. The only thing I used it for was to toggle cameras. I didn't use it for video recording or anything like that. I only used it for that. So because I had those, I decided I'm going to use those because I'm kind of patiently waiting for somebody to come out with a 4K switcher that is easy and simple and not, that's all that we need. We just need, I was shocked that, Elgato came out with the Camlink Pro or whatever, or the Camlink, I don't know what it's called, but it's a slot you have to install in your PC. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And then you have to use software to change anything. No, somebody needs to come out with a freaking piece of hardware. Like, hello, Elgato, if you're listening, which I know you're not. If you would just take a device like the Stream Deck Plus that you made and add some freaking HDMI inputs to it. Like, can somebody please do that? Like Elgato, look at what Rode just did. Can you literally make that device, like take that concept and your Stream Deck Plus and just make them make love and make the most perfect piece of hardware ever, like an all-in-one piece of hardware. That's it. You could literally get rid of everything else on your desk. Point is bowling with the Fef, I would maybe consider waiting because, again, as I said, I'm shocked somebody hasn't come out with it. I'm shocked someone's not come out with a new, really good 4K switcher. And watch, I'm going to scroll down in the comments. Nope, nothing there. I was literally like, somebody's going to post that there is one out there, but there's not. So I would be patient before buying something. Truly. So Jennifer says, I have had guests. Doug Houston came on, plus verified Canva experts and a few other creator friends. Super fun. I think you should definitely do it. I personally think guests is the way to go. Yeah, I go to Mooresville. So North Carolina, Lowe's is my largest client. And so I'm out there quite a bit. But I go fly into Charlotte and I go straight up to Mooresville, Huntersville, out there. It's actually where Addie was born. She was born out there. Not on a work trip. We used to live out there. Okay, so I'm going to tinker with these lights for a few. If y'all want to keep hanging out and asking me questions, please do it. But I'm going to mess with lights. So my Stream Deck Plus has the, what I like about the Stream Deck Plus is it basically interfaces with Elgato products. And so the Wavelink application, I could turn these knobs and I can... Is that right? Hold on. Not really. Okay, so a little bit of a flaw. If you look here, the browser looks like it's like all the way up, but it's not. That's why I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, have I been blaring music in your guys' ears? So that's a little off. It's really there. Now as soon as I moved it, it changed. So look, I can turn this knob and it'll change the music. Okay, I know what it's doing now. So it's actually, when you adjust it, it shows you the adjustment, but now it's showing me the actual levels as if it's at 100%. That's so you can check your output. So I can see my mic output is a little low, so I could increase my gain if I wanted to. But anyway, I love this device. It interfaces with Elgato software, Elgato hardware, including the lights. So I can adjust the brightness of my lights. I can adjust the kelvins of my lights. And I pre-programmed work mode, video mode. So these are multifunction buttons. And so when I push work mode, it actually dims my lights almost all the way, because sometimes I don't want to just turn everything off. But I don't want to be blinded by my lights. So I just turn it on in work mode, and then it just dims them all the way down. Then when it's time to go live or create a video, I click video mode and it puts them on the correct adjustment that's saved. Very cool feature, right? So that's what I like about it. But I can adjust the brightness. So I'm going to move the lights first because I don't want them in my, I don't think this position's working. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to the way they were, which means I got to get up and I got to raise them and I need to move them off the desk a little bit. So, or back on the desk a little bit, which means you're probably going to look at my crotch for a minute because I'm going to be standing right here and doing this. I may move my drinks. I don't want to spill that. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay. So I'm going to adjust the height. So I moved that one over. I always have to remember. Now I'm going to move this one. These lights aren't perfect. They're not perfect. If I were to go back in time and buy different lights, I probably would have bought maybe one of these and a Key Light Air, which is a larger light. I do think it does a better job of casting a less sharp light on your face, right? So, kind of important. Okay, so now they're, maybe my face is just red because I'm kind of hot. So they are not where they used to be. I don't know what's going on. This one is. So now they're not really quite bright enough, right? So now I need to adjust the brightness. See, that looks better. I think it looks better because this is not as bad as it was. I'm not really even sure why they were. It looks okay, right? But you notice the shine starting to show up, you know, and if I want to go even a little bit brighter, then you're going to get even more. Like, see that hot spot right there? That's because we're creating that specular light. And then, of course, one solution could be to just buy nice, big video lights, but I feel like everything takes up so much room as it is. So one of the reasons, by the way, that I was talking about the house earlier is because the not tree side looks great. That side? You like that? See that? That's a hot spot too. Because again, I'm putting lights back there, shining lights on that because that is like a maple oak and it looks really bad. Like that color, it makes everything look so yellow and it's not cool. But this is not the ideal streaming setup. Location. It doesn't look good. I don't like it. I'm kind of done with it. Down in the basement though. Yes, I can turn it down. Down in the basement, we have a large room. We have a really large room down there. And right now, Doug uses one side as his office, and then the other room is like we have a ping pong table and stuff like that. And I had to work down there when all the construction people were here, and I was literally like, okay, I can't hear myself think, and I needed to I was going into a meeting, and so I was just like, I got to go down there. So I went down there to work, and I was like, this isn't so bad. This isn't too bad. I was afraid I'd hate being down there because it's a basement and whatever, but it wasn't bad. And I was sitting there, and I was just like, this would be the perfect streaming studio. This would be the perfect studio because it's a big room. This is a really big room too. But the problem with this room is you've got all these built-ins, and then you have windows right here, and then my door's right here. And then you have the door to the bar right there. So you don't have enough like wall space. You don't have enough free space to kind of create a studio. You're literally always going to have shelves in your backdrop or windows or doors. And so downstairs where he's got his office set up, it's kind of perfect. And I literally said to him, I was like, you know what? I think I might change it up. And he was like, oh, I like it down here, which I thought he'd be like totally happy about putting his office up here. Cause this would be a great just office or den. So anyway, my point is that I am absolutely going to be playing around with what could it look like if I set up a streaming studio and my video studio down there and still work maybe in here for like work, but then go down there when it comes to creativity. And so the only thing that's holding me back from experimenting with it is that I know that the internet connection is even weaker downstairs. So we need to have, Xfinity come out, and I think they need to bring a new wire into the house because it's, I think the wire coming into the house, the connection coming into the house is probably not the greatest. And then I need to just talk to them about what are our options, whether it be a booster or whether can they run a line downstairs? Can we get a better router? Whatever all those options are. Because I know that I'll have some internet issues down there because it's just not as strong. It's good and it's perfect for like email and whatever, but streaming the way we stream, I need something stronger. So that's why I haven't even tried it yet. So that's kind of the next, I think, phase in the journey of the studio. So I had to really get okay with this. I had to really get over my hatred for this view. I don't like this view at all. It gets the job done but I really don't want that. So I don't want this. And the other option is I could flip my desk around. The wall here is really the only wall in this office besides the wall right there. However, the doorway to the foyer, to the front door is right there. And I don't want people walking in my house and like literally they look at nothing but wires and gear. So the problem with me flipping this around the other way is that I would literally just have a wall behind me. There would be nothing. There'd be not really anything exciting behind me at all. I haven't tried it. I've thought about trying it. It's probably the last thing I would try before I decide to move everything downstairs. But yeah, that's where it's going. That's what everything. So let's see. Jennifer says, we had to get our wires run outside because we had issues. I think that's really what we need to do too, because even in, we have had issues in the house. So like we have a lot of wireless devices. We've got, the Amazon Echoes, we've got TVs, we've got a wireless printer. I mean, hell, my fridge is like connected to the internet. We have a lot of devices in the house, and it is a larger house than what I lived in before. But man, we have all these, we're just having lots of weird issues where all of a sudden, like that Echo will be disconnected for a minute, then it gets reconnected. It's almost like the wireless vibe is not very strong. So I don't think it's the router, because the router is the same kind of router we had before. And so I'm just kind of wondering if there's some issues with, again, the lines coming into the house, because the house was built in the late 90s and everything certainly has gotten better since then. But anyway, so I think I'll go ahead and wrap things up. So we got the lights adjusted back. So, if anything, you just don't be afraid to try things and then change it back if you don't like it. That's what I always try to tell people. Try new things. It's never permanent. It might be a pain in the butt or time consuming, but it's not permanent. So feel free to just keep tinkering, right? That's what it's all about. So I've tinkered a little bit with this office, this room, and I know I hate it, but you got to just sometimes work with what you have, and that's what I'm doing. So you got to do the same thing. I mean, there's like 1,000 things wrong with this backdrop. I've got this weird thing that shows up here where I've put my chair to go work. I've got shelves with shadows because the lights are on the floor, but I don't want to mount the lights higher. And I've got stuff on the shelves that are like not designed very, my interior design friends hate it. They're like, oh my God, I want to get a hold of those shelves. I'm like, you don't need to get a hold of those shelves because I don't know what the hell's going in that office in 3 months. But anyway, so it is what it is. You just got to work with what you have and keep going, keep moving forward, and keep showing up for people, right? That's what we got to do. So, all right, my friends, I am going to end this one for now. Thank you so much for watching. I think I will end with my intro video because I didn't play it earlier and I think it's fun, and that's what I'm going to do. So I will see you guys next time. I'll be on StreamYard's channel in a couple of weeks, probably back on this channel next Friday, actually. So get back into that cadence of the every other week, and I'm going to be uploading some videos pretty soon and hopefully getting that podcast up and running again. Maybe with a new name, maybe not, but we'll see you. Have a good weekend. Love y'all. Thanks for being here.